So let me start with just kind of a basic premise. And I start with these three items, and I call it kind of the neighborhood items. Because when people learn that I'm a CPA and you're my neighbor, I know eventually you're going to come knocking on my door, whether it's dropping off Christmas cookies, or just to say hello, or I'm out mowing the lawn or whatever the case may be. And you're going to start asking me about tax, especially if you have a business of your own, or, if you're having issues with the IRS. All those things kind of came my way. So I wanted to try to narrow it down to like 3 quick points that I could give someone. So just think about these 3 things. And then, if you want to dive deeper into it, we can. But I like to say, dealing with retirement plans, dealing with your personal items, or dealing with kind of how you spend money. I like to look at those three items, like connecting it, meaning how you look at your personal finances and how you can kind of connect personal items with your business in order to get a deduction. Let me give you an example. So let's say that, Adobe, for example, Adobe is not too far from here. They built a beautiful campus just west of me, beautiful glass building, overlooks the lake and the mountains. I have some friends that work there. I've been in the building numerous times. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. So let's say you work there and you have a W-2 and you love your job. Okay, nothing wrong with that. You love your job. You go there, you have a W-2. That's really all that you do. It's all you have time for. What are some of the things you're going to have in your life, regardless of where you work in that scenario? So you're going to have a car, right? You're going to have a cell phone. You're going to have a home office, most likely. Everyone has a computer at their house nowadays. You're going to have electronics, right? You're going to travel a little bit. You're going to have meals that you're going to go out. So you're going to have a lot of these things that you don't get a tax benefit for simply because all you really have is a W-2. But now if I'm in business for myself or I'm self-employed, I could be a real estate agent, for example. So if I'm a real estate agent, now I can look back at my personal money that I spend and see how I can attach that to my business and now get a deduction for it. So if I'm utilizing my car now for my business, the IRS through tax deductions ends up paying part of that car. If I have my cell phone, now I'm deducting. Now the IRS is pitching in part of the cost for that. My home office, all my electronics, all my accessories, if I'm traveling for business and meals. So to the extent I can start connecting all these personal items that I'd be paying for anyway to my business and taking a deduction for it, it allows me to put money back into my pocket, right? So another way is actually utilizing retirement plans. And I think retirement plans are a huge tax benefit. Most people, when they think of retirement plans, they think of kind of, I'm pushing money into the future. I can make a contribution. I'm hoping, it'll grow and sometime in the future it'll start paying me. But in reality, when I'm self-employed and I'm contributing to that to my, let's say a self-directed 401k or self-employed 401k, I'm allowed to take that deduction up front, right? Upwards of, depending on your age, like me, just shy of just over $60,000, depending on your income, huge tax deduction. But I can utilize that, take a deduction for it now, push that money up front to when I need it in the future. And it allows for a massive deduction for me up front, especially if I'm self-employed and, I have a wife who maybe shares it with me, kick income to her, that self-employed income, I can maybe contribute for her as well. So, or a spouse. So there's lots of different ways we're using retirement plans now to create tax benefits that put money directly back into your pocket. And the third way is spending it. Right? So spending money creates tax deductions. And I like to kind of, maybe I can take a step back and explain it this way. So I'm a tech guy. I love technology. A new Apple phone. So the Apple iPhone 13 just came out.
I think we're on 257.
Yeah, whatever we're at, I'm going to go buy it. Do I need it? No. Is it going to improve my life? No. But because it's technology, it's the newest thing. I'm like a sucker for that stuff. So I'm going to run out and I'm going to go buy it. And I know for a fact that, Apple's not going to discount that thing for me as much as I would appreciate it if they would. It's going to run me, I don't know, let's say $1,500. But I'm going to use that in my business. And so because I'm going to use that in my business and because I'm taking a tax deduction for it, let's make it easy on the accountant and say I'm in an effective 20% tax rate. That means the IRS is going to pitch in $300 towards that phone.
Thank you, Uncle Sam.
Thank you, Uncle Sam. And when they pitch in that $300, that means I get it for a discount because I'm using it inside my business. So every time I go out there and I spend money and I create these tax deductions, it allows me not only to reduce the tax that I owe, but it also allows Uncle Sam to pitch in for what it is that I have to buy. So I like to say that if I'm buying something for my business, everything's on sale because Uncle Sam's going to help me with that dollar amount. So if I'm either spending it, connecting it, or pushing it into my retirement plans, those are three basic, easy ways that you can look at what you're doing with your money in order to reduce the amount of tax that you may owe and put more money back into your pocket.